I want to talk to you today about this phenomena. What would it look like when you finally arrive? What would it look like when you finally arrive to your goal, to your destination, to your business goals that you want to achieve? How would it look like? Because listen, at every level, and there are many levels. There are many levels of evolution. There are many levels of growth that we go through. At any level in entrepreneurship, there are, in particular, three elements that would slow down our growth. And they're completely natural. And those three elements are fear, burnout, and pivoting too quickly without really understanding the data. That's what we're going to talk about. As you're joining, say hello in the chat, say hello in the comments, let me know that you're watching me. And also, if you're watching on the replay, say hello in the replay. Let me know what resonates with you as you're watching in the replay. So, again, three things that slow down your profit. And again, these are normal events. These are normal things that happen to us as entrepreneurs as we grow. It's a part of our growth. We always deal with we. It's normal to experience fear. It's normal to experience burnout. I mean, burnout is not normal, but it does happen. Like it does happen. We all want to run business without burnout, but sometimes it happens. And also, we're going to talk about pivot too, because when I see entrepreneurs failing hard in their field, in their pivot, it's not because of the pivot itself. And it's because of the few reasons that we're going to talk about during this live stream. All right. So let's start with fear. Listen, what is really interesting, every year I am reading and rereading the Bible, Testament, Torah, prophets, New Testament, and one theme in particular that runs really interesting in the Bible that prophets of God, people, when people experiencing light of God, when people are experiencing blessing, when God appears to Moses, when angel appears to Mary, when God was speaking to people of Israel in the wilderness, people were terrified, but it was a blessing. The same thing happens in our businesses. The same thing I see in entrepreneurs as well, because when we touch the light, when we see the light, we are all of a sudden progressing towards our success. But all of a sudden gaining visibility. We all of a sudden gaining the momentum, and the fear response is absolutely normal response. Why fear appears? First of all, why fear appears? Well, in my practice, so I'm a former clinical psychologist, and one of the subcategory of clients that I work with clients with fears and phobias, different fears and different phobias. They're a little like they're not the same thing. Um, I'm not gonna get into difference between phobias and fears in this live stream, but normally people experience fear like number one, and like I'm gonna speak strategically when it comes to our evolution. People assign the level of difficulties. People think that something is going to be rather difficult without experiencing or trying it, and they start discarding either their expertise. People start discarding their gifts and their calling because they assign a level of difficulty before they even try it. And no matter what level in entrepreneurship you're at, it's important to understand that everything is a test. Like, first of all, everything, like, choose your heart, choose your heart. Like, entrepreneurship is not glorious journey. Whoever been in business more than like a couple of years, you know, the journey can be brutal. The journey can be humbling. So let's just get out of the way this notion that something's supposed to be easy. It can be simple, but there can be difficulties. So when we approach every effort as a test with curiosity, instead of like, oh my gosh, I can go live stream, I can do live streams, I can run webinars, I can offer this because it requires X, Y, and Z. But before testing it, before understanding and deeply testing it, well, that's rather difficult to, and that's rather difficult to predict. So Mark said, like, what's easy, right? Like Mark, 100%. What's easy, right? So everything is a test, and when you come to in entrepreneurship with this mindset that everything is a test, I'm testing anyway. Like, oh, webinars don't work for me because they're too difficult. What is difficult anyway? Like, Mark, I like it what you said in the comments. What's easy? What's difficult? Like everything. Like, listen, it's hard for everybody. It's hard for everybody. So when you approach it as a test rather than like with the expectation of the outcome, then the fear goes away. And also, when you reposition yourself from the point of, oh, because I do X, Y, and Z, I like the outcome must be this. In entrepreneurship, it's just not the reality. Sometimes, majority of the time, our tests produce data. And sometimes we win. Sometimes our tests are working, and when our tests are working, they're working great. They're working for us. It's a data plus result, right? This is where we see, oh, like this is the direction I need to go. Let me double down on that path. And when you test like step by step, little by little, and you progress one step at a time, and you essentially you gamify your journey, then it's not difficult. It's just a part of the journey. I'm like, okay, did it work? Try another one, try another one, try another one. And also when it comes to fears, for me, what I notice, it is essential, absolutely essential. For me personally, I don't know about you, and it's important to have the right support. Because let me tell you something. My first breakthrough, I mean breakthrough, like holy shit, like I'm actually doing it, was when I got one client, I got laid off, and it was like that was a new level for me. I would never quit my job just letting like new client. Like there were so many skills that I need to learn, and then I was like, okay, there are fears, and my coach, my support, she prayed for me. She provided support. She provided feedback. And more importantly, she provided grounded space for me to think. Because one of the most underrated resources for entrepreneurs is actually thinking. Because we are the tools. We are the methods. Businesses do not fail because of the strategy or because of the tough season. Businesses fail because entrepreneurs, because founders, CEOs, people who run businesses are losing hope, and people are losing hope when they don't have the right type of support. And when I say support, it can be personalized coaching, it can be therapy, it can be having the community, your family member too. Because for me personally, yes, coaching, yes, therapy, but also like my family is a part of my board of trusted advisors. These are the people that see me every day when you don't see me in this camera, like on every day, every morning, every evening, when something is not landing, when my launch is flopping, you don't see it, they see it. and they provide support and advice to, like, for me to keep going. So it's essential to surround yourself with the people that you can trust, that can elevate you. The same thing with your with your circles in entrepreneurship. Like, it's so essential to to have cheerleaders who will be behind your vision, who will be with you. So fear is absolutely normal, and fear is something that we should absolutely accept, but also don't drown in fear, but rather keep going through the fear. People say do it scared. um I would say fear not. Because once you gamify the process, once you simplify the process, once you have the right people around you, and once you understand that failure is just a feedback, not the definition of you, not the definition of your business, but when you take calculated risk on your business, then, like, listen, there's no such thing as not going to work out. It's going to give data, or it's going to work out, and or both. Now let's talk about burnout. Um, we have this expectation in entrepreneurship. We have this expectation in entrepreneurship that, or like this mindset that I will be happy when. I will be happy when I achieve 500K per year. I will be happy when I achieve my first million. I will be happy when um, I will have 6 figure lunches. I will be happy when I will have certain certain amounts of substance, certain amount of wealth, certain places. But the thing is, like, as we are growing, we never arrive. We never arrive. Or a lot of the time, when people arrive, they quickly get disappointed because they don't have another goal. And like a part of the burnout, like, there are so many reasons for burnout, but one of a part of the burnout is when you in this mindset that I will be happy when. Listen, I come from mm, middle class, or like lower middle class family. My mom is a military woman, or retired military woman, and when I was growing up, we definitely had financial struggles, and I definitely had this vision that, like, I would like to provide for my family, to the point that I can live comfortably, to the point that I can go out, to the point that I can afford a safe place to live. And when I arrived to that point, the destination, like, I just realized it's never about the destination. And in entrepreneurship, one of the reasons, like one of the ways to prevent burnout, is actually enjoying the journey. I was listening to a podcast recently, absolutely wonderful example. And one of the coaches, she's a meditation coach, she's a meditation and mindset coach. And she said that she was coaching a billionaire, like one of the wealthiest person on earth. And he said that I started manifesting. Like, I started manifesting a long time ago. And that guy has billions, and I mean billions of dollars. He is a walking wealth. And she said, "Why? Why are you not manifesting anymore?" And he said, I'm so in love with the journey that I always don't want to manifest the end result, because I rather enjoy the journey." So, and I think it is a mindset that we can learn when we enjoy the journey. And also, another thing, when burnout can happen, is when we keep working on something that is not working anymore. When that thing died, there are no vital signs. There is a proof that over 90 days that thing has not produced any results, and we keep working on it blindly, because we're so in love with the methodology, we're so in love with the messaging, we're so in love with certain things that we put out there, that we think if we stop for a second, It's just like, well, it used to work, well, it's not working anymore. And like instead of again going back to the testing and gamifying mode, well, like, well, everything is a test. Within 90 days, uh, the way I was doing things is not working, so I should do something different. So let me see what you're saying in the comments. Like, what do you think about stretching that comfort zone daily? Mark, absolutely 100%. Stretching that comfort zone daily. This is one of my challenges, right? How do I stretch out my comfort zone today? And again, it doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous. You don't have to make like $1 million proposal to be client every single day. I mean, like that would be awesome. You probably would be a billionaire in a shorter period of time. But like you don't have to go that extreme. Like doing things differently, expanding your comfort zone, doing things that you've never done before, running the meetings that you've never run before, marketing in a way you never market before, be vulnerable on the social media the way you've never been vulnerable before, and that can produce the outcome that you desire. 100%. 100%. So now, burnout, right? Like, and we're talking about growth. We're talking about growth. We're not talking about when and this is not about like I started my business, everything is hard. Like everything is hard all the time. It doesn't get easier. You just get better at your craft. You just get better at entrepreneurship, and you just finally with this mindset. Well, it's gonna be hard anyway. I might as well get comfortable with this. I might as well get comfortable with this, or might as well not do it anyway, because I rather do something different. Because it's not my zone of genius. Either or is perfect. Because entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but like I'm talking about when you elevating to the next season, because this is something that I see in entrepreneurs, like people who secure like I don't know, like 25K in a single day. All of a sudden, like you know what? I don't think I want to do it anymore. Like they have not even provided the services, render the services, and they're already burnt out and tired. And they're like, you know what? Like I don't know, I don't know why I even want it. Like no, I'm so tired. I was fighting so hard for this. Or when people achieve, like when people get their breakthrough, they walk away from their breakthrough because they're so burnt out. And this is again understanding that everything is and the life is a game, and you better learn how to play it or you will be played by it. Everything is energy. Another thing when people burn out is because they're missing alignment. You think like you sell what you think is selling, but something is not aligned with you. And we're going to talk about that in the pivot portion. I promise you I'm getting to the pivot portion like shortly. And this is a big one because like listen, pivot can actually destroy your business to the ground, like actually absolutely to the ground. And we don't want to do that. And like I've seen it happen before when people got highs and then they just hit the ground hard, right? We're going to talk about it like in a second, but this is how you prevent burnout. You're leaning into the difficulty because listen, a lot of entrepreneurs right now like going through like challenging time, right? We have uncertain political climate, we have uncertain economic climate, there's a whole trust recession like that people are talking about. Sales are not the same as they were in 2020, 2021, in 20 like in 2020, like in 2023, like making a lot of money within 3 4 months, like 50K within 3 4 months. That was something that was achievable without running a business for a long time. People who were starting out like 3 4 months, boom, 50K, like okay, let's go, right? But um the market is a little different right now. You have like and again, the like And this is the opportunity for you to lean into hard. And I know for some of you it's hard to hear because, like, well, I've been leaning into hard for so long. When it is going to stop? But this is when we get crafty and innovative, because the businesses that you see successful right now, they're not successful because they went through easy seasons and they got a lot of money and they got a lot of success and recognition and authority because they were running easy style businesses because everything was falling onto their lap. And in fact, there's a spiritual component to it. I believe that, like, and again, I'm a person of faith. This is my personal belief. Like, you let me know in the comments what resonate with you, but I believe that, first of all, entrepreneurship is spiritual. Entrepreneurship is your assignment, your deeper calling, regardless what business you're in. You can be a coach, or you can be you can own a luxury store, or you can own like recruiting company, or you can be a therapist. Like, regardless what you did, this is your assignment, this is your unique gift, how you came to this world to serve. And right now we see the collective pressure in entrepreneurship. What is collective pressure? When you know that you meant for more, but you have this pressure, when you have the difficulty, when it's not coming to fruition, this is the sign that the creator wants to expand your vessel. This is the sign for you that it's the time to get innovative. Like, in other words, if you want me to put in the more structural, like more applicable language, get creative and start innovating. Start bringing fresh ideas to the market. This is how you expand the vessel. And I believe a lot of entrepreneurs in this unprecedented time, when it's hard to sell, there's a trust recession, there's a pressure on us from above to expand our vessels, to be innovative, to lean into our unique abilities, to lean into our calling, to start putting this curated version out of ourselves out there that we put in our heads, that somehow that thing is gonna sell. No, it's not gonna sell. It's not gonna sell. It's not gonna come to fruition until you until you fully own your assignment, until you show up with your unique gifts as you are. Absolutely. Hey, Robert. Hello, hello, Tracy. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. And that is absolutely essential. And listen, economy expands, economy contracts. Right now, we in the contraction period. It will expand at some point, but also there is a deeper calling for us not to give in into the heart, not to not to quit the journey, but actually get innovative. And you can get innovative. And when it gets hard, I don't know about you, I lean into support. I hire coaches. I hire therapists. I find community that can support me. I find collaborations. I join JV launches. I join opportunities because I do things that I've never done before. Like, for example, one of the things that I've never done before, I have never taken Instagram as seriously as LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been always my main platform. I sold all of my offers on LinkedIn, but now I understand there are people who I call to serve, and they are on other social media platforms. For example, on Instagram, on Threads, when people interact in a more free way and when there's a little bit more attention. Listen, attention is a currency. I don't even want to get into attention right now, but again, this is another test. This is not about me complaining, oh, Instagram is a red ocean, oh, Instagram is so hard and LinkedIn is so easy. Like, guess what? There's no bluer ocean right now. Everything is kind of red. The only blue ocean out there is your authority. When you lean into your authority, when you lean into your zone of genius, like this is your blue ocean because there's no another Robert, there's no another Mark, there's no another Tracy, there's no another Eugene. This is just only me with my unique experience, and all I can do is just show up as myself because nobody can fake it. Nobody can fake it. Listen, let's talk about pivoting because we're talking about three things that slow our profit down. It's fear, it is burnout, and it's pivoting too quickly. Now, uh, pivoting too quickly. Well, now, why people pivot? Like, drop in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Like, have you pivoted before in your business, and why did you pivot? Why did you pivot? And I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you my perspective. So, people pivot either out of scarcity, out of the data that like, hey, I need to do something different, or out of the sense of invincibility. So let's break it down. So let's break it down. Like again, we're talking about when you got your breakthrough, right? When you got to the next level, and then you decided to pivot. Normally, people have this full sense of security when something is working, when something is selling. They like, you know what? This is not in my divine alignment. I'm just gonna sell this because it was always been on my heart, on my soul. And listen, I'm all about soul aligned business. I'm all about connecting heart and profit, making a lot of money and going to heaven. I'm all about it. I will never say no. But entrepreneurs get drunk on their previous success with their previous offer, and they just, oh, if I just gonna talk about new thing, people just gonna just buy from me just like that, without testing it, without validation, without market research, without building new audience, without contingency plan, without the process. Because at the end of the day, you can sell wherever the hell you want to sell. Whatever is in alignment with you, whenever you have on your soul, you can absolutely sell. Whenever desire to sell you have, like this, the desire is yours. The desire is absolutely yours, and you can absolutely do that. But there's a way to do it, right? And listen, this is something happened in my business. Absolutely, 100%. This is something happened in my business. I was selling career coaching, um, fairly successfully. That was an absolutely steady business. That was absolute miracle because after getting laid off, getting one client, and somehow sustaining my lifestyle because other clients came, um, and like I wish, like at a time I thought like, well, I wish they would come sooner, but like they didn't come fast. They came steady. They came really steady and to the point that like, okay, there's a reoccurring revenue in my business occurring right now as we speak, and I'm actually okay. I can actually do this thing full time. I can actually double down on when it's working, when money is coming from. But then, like there was this fire in my soul, and the fire in my soul was to serve people who run businesses, to serve people, because like again, I'm entrepreneur. This is my passion. This is what I love with all my heart, with all my soul. And as a clinical psychologist, former clinical psychologist, as person who recognizes pattern, I recognize that, like, first of all, a lot of entrepreneurs running trauma pattern in their businesses. They started their businesses because of the significant event that they never healed from. And this is why like their businesses feel like that. And I had tremendous desire to work in that space, to be that guide who will lead people to heal successful aligned businesses. So I start testing it out. I start talking to people in the DMs, And like I started landing first customers, like my customers got amazing results. People start selling from stages. People start closing 24K a week, almost like the way a line it almost looks like in the one single day. People start and restructuring their business in a way that it's more profitable and it's more aligned with them. And I thought like, okay, I kind of got drunk on my own success, and I thought, well, here it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and switch, and I just went ahead and switched. But again, the lesson that I was learning and I'm learning from this pivot is that just because it is in my soul, just because God put that desire into my heart and I say yes, it doesn't mean that the rest of my audience heard that calling for them. And it doesn't mean that I have the right people in my audience for the new offer, because every single time you're changing something, you should, again, what I said before at the end of the live stream, you should test it. Everything is a test. Everything is a test, and there's no such thing as destination. Another reason why people pivot is because of the scarcity, and something is not working, scarcity and fear. And let me tell you something, everything is energy. If you show up in your business with the energy, with vibration, and I hate that word vibration, more so like with that mindset, with a heavy heart of scarcity, and with a heavy heart of fear, your audience can feel it, your business can feel it. And this is the worst place to start pivoting and start implementing something new in your business. This is absolutely the worst place to start implementing, to start pivoting. What you want to do at that point, you want to regulate yourself. You want to get out of that zone of fear. You want to get out of that state of scarcity and reconnect with your abundant self, reconnect with the line of the creator. And again, like how you reconnect is when you experience the pressure, when they experience the dark time, the hard time in your life, and it's actually the sign for you that your vessel, your and when I say your vessel, your mindset, your skill set, your offering, your messaging, your positioning, your platform, how you show up, what you're telling about yourself will expand. And when you change your state, then you can start strategizing about strategy, about pivoting, about going to the next level. A pivot that is happening from the place of fear and scarcity is not going to be a successful pivot, unfortunately. And this is important to recognize. And again, I'm going to say it again. At every level, it is super important to have the right support. Because listen, um, when I work with clients, well, like for example, this is the data from my clients. When I work with clients on 3 months basis, and 3 months basis as of right now, as of today, right here and right now, this is the shortest container that you can work with me. 3 months container, like there's a VIP day also, but like 3 months container, it's a like it is when people come and when people get really high personalized guidance on their business, realignment, like with strategy, realignment with audience, realignment with their goals. Because like it's also important to run a check, quality check. Are you running your business that is still like the? Do you want it? Because if you don't want your business, you're not going to run your business. You're going to sabotage yourself anyway. Like, are you speaking to the right audience? Are you speaking like are you showing up at your fullest potential, right? So like, and this is something like that absolutely essential to understand, and then get support in the strategy, whether it is in the marketing piece, right? How to show up. Like, and if you're not showing up by yourself, if you have a team that is responsible for your content, how do you communicate with your team, with your messaging? Like, how do you create that equilibrium that you're still the face of the company, that you run the company, that you show up, but as a CEO, you can't do every single thing. How do you communicate how do you communicate that? Or maybe there's a closure piece, right? Like, one of my consultants that I work with, she didn't have problem with messaging or with marketing. And again, with for consultants is a little different. Like, she did not have large following, but she was niche enough. Black-owned beauty brand businesses who would like to get into the stores. Like, that's niche enough. Like, you don't have to have like thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. All you need, like, probably like, I don't know, like few hundred followers of people who actually want what you sell, and you can be successful. This is super niche, and this is super precise, and this is super needed. And this is in high demand, especially right now, like economy or not, like, but people, like, product based businesses still want to be in the business. But the closing part for my client was a problem. And this is where we started working on the challenger model. We started working on the reframing. We started working on sales psychology. And when I say we started working, it literally took us one or two sessions, actually two sessions to reframe. I was listening to her sales goal and readjust her positioning in sales in particular. Now, if you're thinking about working with one-on-one coach, send me a DM. I will send you a link. I will drop a link where you can enroll in the comments for this live stream. If you're on Instagram, it is in my stories. And if you have questions, if you are looking for one-on-one mentor, for one-on-one coach to get personalized support, like, let me know. Send me a DM. My DMs are open. I have 4 spots available as of right now. So yeah, get in touch with me. Now, let me know what resonated with you. Let me know what resonated with you. Like, we cover a lot of topics today. We cover fear. We cover burnout. We cover pivoting too quickly, and those are all 3 things that happen at the next level of elevation of every single entrepreneur. This is the reality of entrepreneurship. All right, let me know what resonates with you. Also, if you're watching on the replay, let me know what resonated with you from this live stream, and I will see you in the next video. Actually, I will see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to talk about what happens when you delay the support that you need. Like, when you know that you need a support, but you delay. Like, either you're trying to do it yourself, or like you have this conviction that you're strong enough, that you don't need nobody, that like the support is a waste of time. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. But for today, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for joining my live stream, and I will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye, y'all.